Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Buck DePauli Sports Athletic Complex here at the beautiful campus of Imperial Valley College, as the Imperial Valley College Desert Warriors on the women's side are hosting the visiting Vaqueros from Santa Barbara City College north of Los Angeles. And ladies and gentlemen, it's the first round. It's been a long time since IVC's women have hosted a game. They've had to travel, but it's a special thrill for them after coming off a 20-8 one-loss record overall, and they only suffered 3 losses in league play in the Pacific Coast Athletic Conference. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be ready for some highlights in basketball, but to describe that action, we have our color commentator, Mike Pacheco.
Yeah, thank you, Vic. Happy to be here. Yeah, very exciting. If you turn around, you got the nice crowd coming in for this big game for IVC, for the Lady Warriors. So, yeah, you mentioned they're taking on Santa Barbara City College, a team that's, was a little under the 500 overall, 12-16, but you never can tell on those because they're probably playing some tough competition up there. So we'll see how they match up today.
Well, even though the Imperial Valley College Desert Warriors are located in the southeastern corner of the state of California, one of the 58 counties of the state, they play in a tough San Diego County conference that's made up of San Diego City College, San Diego Mesa, Palomar, Miracosta, just to name a few, and Grossmont. And so I think they're well prepared to take on the rigors of state playoff basketball. What say you, Mike?
Well, no, that's true. I mean, they played Palomar twice, and they were, one of them was a close game. The other one was got out of hand a little bit. But, you're right. They're prepared for this type of game. I think it's going to be a close one. I think both teams did play somebody in common, Miracosta. Both teams lost to them by about the same score. So we'll see. They're pretty, on paper, matched up pretty good.
Well, the Desert Warriors representing Imperial Valley College will not be at full strength tonight, as they're not having Arlene Duran, who wears jersey number 1 from Calexico High School. She's a sophomore, won't be suited up tonight, but they're going to be relying on the strength and leadership of Carolina Sauceda and Orion Anderson. Can you tell us something about those two ball players?
Well, those are the sophomores, the leaders of the team. But you know what I'm interested in seeing, Vic, is CC Costa had a real good game last game that we were here. So she's going to be putting in the starting lineup, and so hopefully she has another good game to back it up and do a good job.
Well, she's an offensive spark plug. She led the Calexico High School Bulldogs in scoring her junior and senior year. She graduated last year, made All-Imperial Valley League. She's a southpaw, left-hander by nature, good ball handler, has great basketball intelligence and a skill set, and so she can score from the inside or the outside or hit an open opponent, a teammate, for that assist.
Yeah, last game, I think, the game was kind of close, and then she came in, hit a couple of really long three-point shots, and really turned the game around. So that really helped IVC turn it all the way around.
Well, let's talk about Orion Anderson. She had a stellar high school career at Hopeville High School, leading her team to several championships while she was there. And she's been the leader here on the court, off the court. She gives her teammates a lot of confidence. She handles the ball well with either hand. She drives to the basket, has a good outside shot. But more importantly, her IQ, her basketball acumen.
Yeah, she's the daughter of a former Hopeville High coach, Murray Anderson. So I'm sure after practice she got an earful from the coach and all that. And that's why I think her IQ is really up there. I think we're expecting – hopefully IVC expecting a big game from her. She really needs to come out here and really kind of show that leadership and give IVC a big boost for this playoff game.
Well, in reference to Orion Anderson, the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree, as her late grandmother, Jan Anderson, a pillar in the community of Hopeville and a longtime fixture at Hopeville High School Athletics, a basketball coach, athletic director, part in the administration. She was a great basketball player and teacher as well, and so I can see where that passed down to her son Murray, to her granddaughter Orion. Now let's talk a little bit about the Vaqueros from Santa Barbara City College. They're led by Kiani Rojas, who scored 31 points in her last game to lead them. They kind of rely on 3 of their players to do most of the offensive scoring. What can you tell our viewing audience about the Vaqueros?
Well, we're going to keep an eye on number 30 for the Vaqueros, Peyton Pearson. She leads the team in scoring with an average of about 12.8 per game. She did have some really good high-scoring games back there. And then, like you said, Rojas is another one that's going to be somebody to look at. And then Lily Myers, another one that's in double figures that had a big game the last time they played. You know, they scored over 100 points the last game big. So that tells me that they can put it up there. They're offensive-minded. One of their players coming off the bench, Kaylee Pacheco, she attempted 172 threes, and so she's probably one of those that is put in there as a coach for 3 points.
So she was shooting from the parking lot when she got off the bus here as they arrived. But you know, there's a lot of similarities. Both school colors are red and black for both teams that'll take the hard court tonight, and they look like they're evenly matched in height. They rely on guards that are about 5'3", 5'4", from a physical side. And as you mentioned, Peyton Pearson, she's a 6-foot center or post player. So we'll see how she matches up with Maricela Lyerly.
That's going to be a great matchup.
And Amy Riley. Marcela will be wearing jersey 21, and Riley will be wearing jersey number 32.
Yeah, I think Amy Riley from IVC is going to have to really make sure that Peyton keeps her off the boards to make sure she doesn't. I think she gets a lot of second chances. She was high on the offensive rebound category for Santa Barbara, so I think she really hits the board. So we're going to have to really box her out.
So in referring to both teams, what are the 3 keys, if that many, for IVC, and what would be the 3 keys for Santa Barbara to pull out a victory tonight?
Well, you know, both teams average about 60 points a game. So, you know, both are evenly on offensive. I think it's whoever has the hot hand to start off. I think, you know, Santa Barbara, they made the long trip from Santa Barbara. So I don't know how their legs are. You know, they may be tired. I know what I heard is that they came in last night, spent the night here in the Valley, and then they're here. So they got some rest, but we'll see how they are fit.
Well, we hope they got their rest, because sometimes those overnight trips become like a slumber party, and everybody doesn't fall asleep until about 4 or 5 in the morning. You know.
That is true.
So.
That is true.
Well, we're getting down to the closing minute of the pregame warm-ups. What are your thoughts on tonight?
You know, I wanted to mention this, Vic, and I don't know if you've noticed that one of the 3 refs for tonight's game is Brandon Self, a guy that was here, from the Valley, and did a lot of refereeing in high school here, and then went on to the junior college, and he's been doing quite a bit of refereeing there.
Which one was his father, Ed Self or John Self?
I don't know if these was related to either John.
Oh, really?
It could be.
Okay.
I'm not positive.
Did he grow up in Brawley or Calapat?
Brawley. So he might be related. So, yeah.
Well, we're getting set for the pregame introductions.
First round matchup between the visiting Santa Barbara Vaqueros with the record of 12-16 overall and 6-6 in the Western State North Conference, and your home team, Imperial Valley College, Women's Desert Warriors, with the record of 28 overall and 9-3 in the Pacific Coast. Campanero and Dona. And now the starting lineup for Santa Barbara Vaqueros. Please stand. Raise the flag. Remove your cap as we honor our nation's national
Flag of the United States of America with a playing of the national anthem. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Buck DePauli Sports Athletic Complex here at Imperial Valley College. Tonight's ball game being brought to you by Valley Sports Network, VSN, your sports information for the Imperial Valley, as the Imperial Valley Desert Warriors taking on the visiting Vaqueros from Santa Barbara City College here in a first round state women's basketball playoff. And introducing our color commentator, Supreme Mike Pacheco.
Thank you, Vic. Yeah, pretty exciting. We're going to have a nice crowd for tonight's game. People are starting to roll in and getting that far bleachers full. Getting the players announced right now, Vic, from Santa Barbara. They seem pretty athletic. Watching them warm up a little bit. Shooting a lot from threes inside, so we'll see how they match up with our IVC Warriors.
Well, they rely on Kiana Rojas, Eva Carrillo, Grace Caraballo, Jaden Bone, and Peyton Pearson, whereas the Arrows rely on Orion Anderson, Cici Costa, Carolina Saucedo, Marcella Lyerly, and Amy Riley to lead the 14-member team of the Imperial Valley College basketball team. And so now they're going to be introducing Imperial Valley College.
Yeah, so I think IVC is a little shorthanded, like we talked about earlier in the broadcast, Vic. So some of those starters are going to have to go some extra minutes than normal. So we'll see. But it's playoff time. It's the end of the season. They should be in good shape. So I don't think that should be any effect during the game.
And both teams seem to be well conditioned, as they like to implement full court pressure throughout the game, as they kept the scores under 60 points in their victories. And whenever a team has scored more than 60, it's usually resulted in a defeat. But conditioning will be a factor, plus the officiating. You don't want to get those early fouls where your key players have to spend more time on the bench than on the court.
Well, no, that's a good point, Vic, because watching San Diego City, they go about 10 deep on their bench. I mean, they go very deep, where IVC maybe goes 8 deep. So any foul situation, anybody in trouble is going to play a major part on this game too.
Well, Peyton Pearson, from wearing jersey number 30 for Santa Barbara, is a 6-footer. She's their key post player, one of their top scorers. So Amy Riley and Marcella Lyerly, who are the post players for Imperial Valley, will have to, have their hands full and have to keep her away from the basket.
Yeah, we'll see if who gets the assignment on her, and we'll keep an eye on that to see how they keep her off the offensive rebounding boards.
Well, the last game that IVC played at San Diego City, they keyed on Orion Anderson, where she was double-teamed a lot. And in that loss, the season-ending loss, that if they would have been able to win that game, it might have been a 3-way tie for first place. So let's see what changes and how IVC responds to that pressure that was put on them by San Diego City.
No, that's a good point, Vic. So we'll see how it goes between both teams here in the matchup. I'm really interested to see how they match up defensively, whether they're going to start off man-to-man or go to a zone and protect those starters for a little while.
Well, the Vaqueros of Santa Barbara will be wearing black uniforms with red trim. The hosting Desert Warriors from Imperial Valley will be wearing the white uniforms with red numerals and black trim. The tip controlled by Santa Barbara.
So IVC starts off with a man-to-man defense, and we'll see what Santa Barbara starts off with.
Well, you mentioned that Santa Barbara likes to fire a lot of threes. What's their shooting percentage like? Is it over 40% or under 30?
It's in the 30s, yeah. So they're not that, even though last game they were in the 40 percentile, but overall in the season they're about 34% from 3 points. That's their second attempt already, so they're going to put them up there.
So what is your opinion on the three-point shot in women's basketball or basketball in general? Has it taken away the purity of the game on other skill sets? You know, the ball handling, the passing, the cutting to the basket?
Well, I think what it's taken away is the post player. You don't see so many post players that work the boxes inside with the drop steps and all that. We even got post players that shoot from 3 points now.
A beautiful dribble drive by Carolina Saucedo, their point guard and leading scorer overall, to give the IVC Warriors the early lead, but it's countered with a three by Kiani Rojas as they take a 1-point lead with 8:59 remaining here in the first quarter. Women's basketball is a 4-quarter game, whereas the men's play 2 20-minute halves.
That's correct, yep. And then the three-point line is the same for women and men, so there's no difference there.
The Warriors trying to run the Boston Celtic weave, and Saucedo was caught with her hand in the cookie jar and with a suitcase in her hand as she traveled.
So, Vic, just to notice that the first 3 shots for Santa Barbara has been 3-pointers.
Make that 4.
Make it 4.
As that one doesn't draw iron and it goes out of bounds. So, Imperial Valley will be taking over, down by 1, 3-2. If you just joined us, ladies and gentlemen, in the first round of the California State Community College Women's Basketball Playoffs, involving Santa Barbara City College and the Imperial Valley Desert Warriors.
Amy Riley.
Riley seemed like she was passing to herself.
Yeah.
But really, she got her own rebound on that miss and was able to put it back up for the score. IVC up by 1, 4-3.
That was a great move by Amy. She followed her own shot.
Ryan Anderson with the rebound, taking it coast to coast as she passes it up to CC Costa. Costa looking across court, and it's stolen. Dangerous pass. Yeah. Unless you're going to fire a bullet, that's a dangerous pass. It's better to make 2 quick, short passes to the top of the post and swing it to the other side instead of that pass.
Them kind of passes give coaches gray hairs. You know, those cross-court passes, lazy. We call them grandma passes because they're so slow getting over there.
Or lollipop passes. But, you know, the other thing is sometimes the level of competition, if they've been used to playing that way and used to it where it works at the high school level and maybe during the preseason, you get comfortable making that pass.
Yeah, that's Pearson with the layup there.
Right, Rojas with the assist on the play.
So Santa Barbara starts with a little like of a matchup zone a little bit. I think they fall in.
Ball taken away from number 21, Marcella Lyerly. Santa Barbara racing the ball up court. And an over-the-back foul by Orion Anderson.
And that's Pearson with her second offensive rebound, so she'll go to the free throw line. That's Anderson's second foul, so she'll be sitting on the bench for a while.
And that's one thing that, one of the keys that you pointed out was that they couldn't get into early foul trouble, particularly their star players.
Yeah, that's going to hurt the offensive for IVC.
So at the 7:07 mark, she takes the bench. They were losing 5-4. Now it's 6-4. Let's see how much of a difference and point switch this will be with her absence.
Well, we'll see how long the coach can keep her on the bench and not bring her back in.
So Pearson converts both free throws. Another short pass by IVC that results in a steal.
Pearson again with an easy shot.
So it's 9-4. IVC has to take care of the ball a little bit better than they've shown so far at the 6:45 mark as Gutierrez dribbles into trouble. She loses control of the ball. Whip out to the corner for 3. No good. The tip goes to Santa Barbara, and they reset the clock.
IVC giving them too many second chances. Vic,
and that was Jaden Bone, number 21, at the free throw line making that jumper. In and out on the shot by Acosta.
Looked good. The shot looked good. It just didn't go in.
So in the last minute and 5 seconds, it was 6-4 when she went out of the ball game, and now it's 11-4.
Now it's always interesting, Vic, as a coach, when do you put your player back in with who's had foul trouble?
A nice underhand scoop by Gutierrez, number 22. 11-6 now, a 5-point advantage by Santa Barbara. And that was Amy Riley cutting in to steal that pass intended for Pearson. So Salcedo, the point guard, has the ball swatted out of bounds. So Imperial Valley will be bringing it up under their basket as substitutions for the Vaqueros.
She's already gone 3 deep in her bench, so she's rotating her players. So we'll
nice
see
bounce pass by Salcedo to Riley. So the ball hawking Gutierrez with a reach-in foul, a little too aggressive there. But you know, they're putting pressure on the perimeter of Santa Barbara. 5:02 remaining in the first quarter. Santa Barbara 11, Imperial Valley 8.
They move the ball very well, Vic, Santa Barbara.
They're quick off the dribble.
Yeah.
Lyerly with a steal. Dangerous pass over the middle. Salcedo with a drive and gets fouled. Not on the shot.
No, on the pass. On the pass.
You know, it might be a little confusing for the viewers as we have three-point lines drawn on the Imperial Valley College court. The red line in the center is the women's distance, but the women are shooting from the men's, which is and is that more of a psychological thing? That
No, I think they're used to it. I think they know that the three-point line, the black line is the one that counts, not the red one.
And the women's basketball is not the same size as the men's, right?
No, it's a smaller ball too. So, and like you mentioned, they play four 10-minute quarters compared to the men's 2:20 halves.
So we got 3 seconds on the lane there, called on Riley as she got the pass underneath the basket, and rather than going up with it, she turned around to pass it out to Salcedo, who was standing all alone at the top of the key. Great idea, but there wasn't enough time left for Salcedo to get the shot off.
Pearson again with another shot, another basket.
And a lot of resilience there displayed by Pearson there. She had the ball knocked away from her twice, and she still recovered it from the baseline, able to put up that baby jumper.
Yeah.
Shot by Gutierrez, unsuccessful. Santa Barbara with a rebound, bringing the ball up court. And a blocking foul called on Gutierrez. So Gutierrez has made her presence felt with her ball hawking, but she's also picked up 2 quick fouls. And Julia Moreno, number 11, a Hopeville High School graduate, comes in to replace Gutierrez.
So we got 2 starters with 2 fouls in the first quarter, Anderson and Gutierrez. There's Pearson with another basket inside.
And that was an excellent inbound pass as she shielded the defender, had her on her backside so that she could get the pass uncontested and put it up for the score. 16-8, 3:05 remaining here in the first quarter. Ball swung to the corner.
That was blocked.
But Julia Moreno recovers and passes to Marcella Lyerly underneath the basket, and IVC turns that negative into a positive. 15-10, Santa Barbara. The IVC pressure.
That's a great defensive stop by IVC.
They have three guards that are just following the ball and applying that pressure.
They have quick hands in on the defense. That's a good sign on the def.
And a blocking foul called on Salcedo as IVC can't seem to find the rim. They have the shots. They're good shots, but they're just not falling in.
Yeah, they're good looks there. So that's their 5th team foul. Now they go to the 1-on-1 for the remaining of the quarter here for Santa Barbara.
And that's another difference in the men's game and women's game. 7 fouls for the men to go to 1-on-1, 5 fouls for the women.
That's correct. That's correct.
And so with 1:58 remaining here in the first quarter, Santa Barbara already in the bonus situation.
That's correct. Yep.
So at the line, shooting 2. Was number 5.
Luckily, she missed both of them. So
Layla Chisholm. Long pass to CC Costa in the corner. Gives it at the free throw line to Lyerly. Lyerly can't connect, and the rebound comes down to Sampson. The outlet pass and scoring is Layla Chisholm. You know, one thing we're at a disadvantage up here is the girls with the long ponytails that covers up their numbers on their back.
Yeah.
And it might be a reach-in foul on Julia Moreno.
Yep.
Hustling there on defense at the half-court line, but
so that'll put him back at the free throw line, Santa Barbara, with 2 shots.
So with Orion Anderson on the bench with 2 fouls early in the first quarter, it was a 6-4 ball game when she went out, and Santa Barbara has scored 11 points since then, and IVC has scored 6. It's 17-10.
Fortunately, they're missing their free throws, or we'd be down further. Scramble there. I think we got another foul.
Yvette Allen, number 25, is in for Santa Barbara, and she's made her presence felt
pretty
quickly, causing turnovers, creating havoc for IVC offensively, that they will need to make that adjustment. Costa with the inbound pass out to Lyerly in the corner. Lyerly tries to drive the baseline. Blocked off by Allen, and the ball's knocked out of bounds. Still Imperial Valley's ball.
IVC seems to be having some success, Vic, going with Riley and Lyerly there in the middle there.
So a jump ball situation. The arrow favors Imperial Valley. It'll be their ball on that possession. Ball inbounded to CC Costa from Calexico High School. Pass out to Lyerly. Lyerly from Calapetra. Good in pass into Amy
Great shot by
Riley
Amy.
from Imperial High. And it's truly a Valley connection.
There you go. There you go.
Steal as Julia Moreno dribble drives all the way to the basket, and
And
she scores and fouled on the play. Julia Moreno, the Hopeville Viking graduate, coached by our first quarter guest,
Coach Anderson.
Murray Anderson was her coach, and she shows them what she's learned after 4 years under his tutelage. She'll be at the line shooting one, as they say, and one.
And one.
And doesn't convert, so with 6 seconds remaining, IVC cuts the lead to 3. It's 17-14. Santa Barbara races the ball up the court. And a three-pointer to close the first quarter of action. After 1 quarter of play, Santa Barbara 20, Imperial Valley 14.
Yeah, great first quarter there for IVC. So at halftime here, at the end of the first quarter, we have Coach Anderson, or former Coach Anderson, from the Hopeville High School, and he's here watching his daughter play for IVC. Mr. Anderson, what do you think? What's the first quarter?
I think that Anderson kid shouldn't have gotten in foul trouble 3 minutes into the game is what I think. The girls looked like they came out a little nervous, a little amped up, got off to a slow start. Unfortunately, that 3 right there at the buzzer kind of hurts. They'd crawled kind of back into it, and they'll be all right. They'll settle into this.
Yeah, they had not only your daughter with foul trouble, but there was another IVC starter with 2 fouls. But we were kind of keeping a score when both of them went out, the difference there. So they were, I think they were down by 3. So they ended up at the end of the first quarter down by 6. So it didn't hurt that much. But I think in the second quarter, really, they're going to have to watch their fouling a little bit.
Right.
I don't think they can afford being gone too much in the second quarter.
The one thing about them this season, watching them, their defense usually keeps them in games. It's going to be a matter of, can they hit shots? Can they make a three-point shot? Can they get buckets?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they've got some good looks. It just hasn't gone in recently. So hopefully they can turn around.
And they've got their center. Amy Riley's off to a hot start in the first quarter. She's hitting everything. She's got that left hand. I think a lot of teams don't realize she's left-handed until about halftime.
Yeah,
so
I didn't realize
that quick start.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that she was right-handed. But yeah, no, she's doing a good job with Lowerly getting some offensive rebounds too. So, we'll continue watching the game. So. What do you think is the key, Coach Anderson, here in the second quarter for IVC? Besides hitting some open threes, what else can they possibly do?
They've got to hit shots. They rely on the threes. They're getting good energy out of Julia Moreno right now. She just gave them a bucket. So they're getting looks. They just had 3 shots at it on that possession.
Yeah.
Their defense has been stellar all season. They're probably not even giving up 60 points a game, but it looks like Santa Barbara's actually beating them back right now, as you can see by that layup there, and Santa Barbara going up by
That's what
8.
we had noticed, Vic and I, that they were beating them down court quite a bit. They just couldn't get the ball over their cross, but
turnover there by somebody's kid.
Yeah, so they're timeout. So we'll be back after a few words from our sponsors. Thank you.
Grasso's, an Imperial Valley tradition since 1955. Family owned and operated. Located at 1902 West Main Street, El Centro. Grasso's is open Wednesday through Sunday at 5 p.m. Order to go or come in for the Italian dining experience.
So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here as we get set for the second quarter of action. 9:02 remaining in the second quarter. Santa Barbara 24, Imperial Valley 14, as we have some closing comments from Murray Anderson, the former head basketball coach of Hopeville High School. Take it away, Mike.
Yeah, so Coach Anderson, thank you for stepping up here. I know you want to get back and watch the game and yell at your daughter and do all kinds of, give her some good advice here. So thank you for coming up here, and wish you luck.
Yeah, I just want to thank all you guys at VSN, Will Torres, Ron Rubio, Vic Carrillo, and John Moreno, and yourself, Mike, for just putting high school sports and college IVCs on the broadcast, on the stream. You know, it really increases awareness and motivates kids that they want to be out here and want to be doing this. So appreciate everything you guys at VSN are doing. Thank you.
Well, Murray, before you go, both you and Mike have been successful girls high school basketball coaches here in the Imperial Valley. Right now, it looks like Santa Barbara has the momentum. They're up 27-14. They just hit a back-breaking three-point play there. You could see the look of dejection on the IVC girls. What do you tell them? How do you get them back instead of waiting till halftime? You know, you don't want, there's still plenty of time in the second quarter, 8 minutes and 23 seconds.
This is where you tell them, you got to calm them down, get them in a timeout, and tell them, you can't eat an elephant all in one bite. Go out there and score a bucket, close it by 2, have a defensive stop, get a rebound, go down there, get another bucket, close it by another 2. You know, there's no 13-point shot. You're not going to get it all back.
Now, what about tempo? Do you keep pushing the pace, or do you start a little bit of ball control and try to use the clock's 15, 20 seconds, force the other team to play defense and maybe get them in foul trouble?
Well, first you start by telling them to get their butts back, because they haven't been getting back, and Santa Barbara's been beating them down the court. And then you work on, hey, we know we can execute. We know we're going to get open looks. Take your normal shots. Don't try to do anything spectacular. Take what's done work for us all season.
You know, in basketball parlance, there was a high school drill on defense where you'd say straight line, where as soon as the ball changed hands, you'd sprint down to the free throw line to beat the ball down before the opponent was there. IVC is just plain follow the leader.
Yeah, no, and I think Coach Anderson made a good point. You got to cut it down. I would, if a deficit like 13 points, if you can cut it down by 5 at halftime, then you got a good chance in the second half.
Would you try to work the ball inside to get fouled, and then the clock stops and you're shooting free throws?
Well, I think Amy Riley's having a great game. We need to get the ball inside to her a little bit more than I think the shots are not falling, and so get it inside to the big girls.
That was a 13-point pass.
Yeah. Trying to make the long pass, get easy bucket, and they'll be lucky here. Yeah, they got the ball. All right, guys, I'm going to go back and enjoy the game. Have a great rest of the show.
Thank you, Murray.
All right, guys.
So, ladies and gentlemen, with 7:43 remaining here in the second quarter, after having Murray Anderson grace our booth up here at Buck DePauli Sports Athletic Complex here on the Imperial Valley campus, Orion Anderson will be bringing the ball in to Carolina Saucedo, the point guard, who passes up to Julia Moreno, crosses midcourt, and they're moving the ball well, but that pass was a little slow, a day late and a buck short.
There you go. Yeah, and it was good, great idea by Lowerly trying to get it into Amy inside, but it was just a tad late on the pass. But yeah, I'm glad they're starting to work inside on him. I think that's going to be the key. Get it inside and try to score from inside the 3-point area or 3-second area.
Well, you know, the thing is, IVC's getting the looks. They're just not converting.
Yeah, they're just. I mean, it's not like they're not open. They're open for some shots. They're just not hitting any of their normal shots that they usually hit. And as both you and Murray pointed out, in the transition game, they're getting beat down court by the Vaqueros as they're racing down court for uncontested layups. Well, and I think that's one of the strategies that the coach from Santa Barbara said, hey, let's beat the two centers from IVC down court and we'll get some easy layups. And so they're pushing the ball every time there's an defensive rebound.
So they're creating that mismatch. So
Yep.
27-14, 7:26 remaining here in the second quarter. Let's see if there'll be a turn of events for the Lady Desert Warriors. Imperial Valley comes up with a rebound. Salcedo dribbling down court, tries to do it herself, and is fouled on the play as she attempted an underhand scoop shot, knocked to the ground, and she'll be at the line shooting two.
Yeah, foul on Pearson there. I think it got her with the body. She got all ball with her hand, but her body's got her.
Right, she's a 6-footer for Santa Barbara, a post player. That's her second foul with 7:06 remaining here in the second quarter. But they're keeping her in the
They're
ballgame.
keeping her in. I'm surprised. Yeah, we'll see.
Salcedo converts on the first.
Coach may have just told her, just don't foul, or you're coming out for the rest of the.
Easier said than done. We're going to change our name to Matadors, and we're going to play the Matador defense.
Yeah.
Just let them through.
Let them through.
Santa Barbara wins that scrum, and they come up with a ball as they're trying to get the ball across half court. Being hounded by the pressure Imperial Valley defense. Swinging the ball from the outside to the inside, and a traveling violation called on Pearson. I think that's her first turnover of the ball game.
Yeah, kind of feel, I don't know if you feel it, Vic, but a little momentum change here a little bit. So if IVC can get a couple baskets here, then we'll be back in this ball game.
Well, it might have been a result of frustration by Pearson on that foul that she thought she didn't commit earlier on Salcedo. Anderson with the ball, comes up with a little jumper, doesn't hit, a little too much on it.
There's Amy again with the oh.
Salcedo with a rebound after the miss. Pass out to Julia Moreno, and Moreno, three-pointer. Moreno coming alive, and the crowd comes alive as the deficit is now cut to 9, 27-18 with 5:57 remaining in the second quarter.
They finally hit that big shot. Maybe that'll get them going.
Santa Barbara not able to counter as number 25 or 23, Lily Myers, unsuccessful on that baby jumper. Ten seconds on the shot clock as Salcedo from the post drives and scores. Not only does she score, she draws a foul, so it's an opportunity for a three-point play. 27-20 with 5:25.
Yeah, so down 7 points and maybe 6 with a free throw here, so we're back in this ball game.
Well, this will be a measure of their character and their resilience by being able to come back and see if they can tie the game before they go in at halftime.
You know, and as a coach, Vic, you know, you're not going to play that perfect game, right? You're going to have a good half, second half, you know, and so maybe this is get them some momentum for the second half where they'll, because I don't think they can shoot any worse than they did in the first and a half quarters.
Well, you know what I like about Coach Viridiana Salas' coaching style, as well as on the Santa Barbara style, is they let the players play. You know, if they're making physical mistakes, if they're missing shots, that's fine. As long as you're hustling and moving the ball and you're not making mental mistakes, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of coaches that you make a mistake, you're going to the bench, and she's not that way. She lets them play, like you said. So
well, the players end up becoming real robotic or mechanical.
Yeah.
And basketball is a game of reaction.
Yeah.
And we got a holding call on number 30.
Yeah, Pearson. That's her third.
That's her third with at the 4:59 mark.
Third, team fifth. IVC in the double point. Third.
So that was her fifth team foul.
Yeah, so IVC will be going to the line for the remaining part of the second quarter here. So that's another good chance for them to get closer to the score.
And she converts on the first of two. That's Amy Riley. 27-21. Saucedo with a rebound. Out to Gutierrez. Gutierrez back to Saucedo. And that soft lollipop pass deflected.
So having Pearson on the bench for Santa Barbara, that's going to hurt them and help IVC because she was the one that was handling everything inside.
And another jump ball, and the possession arrow favors the Warriors.
So IVC's on a 7-0 run, Vic, here, so hopefully they can...
Well, as they say, one basket at a time. Like Murray pointed out, you're not going to get a 13-point shot.
Nope. Nice pass.
But you've got to convert. Those are like 4-point switches. The 2 points that you didn't score and the 2-point opportunity you give to the opponent.
Yeah, and then the foul by Santa Barbara and puts IVC back on the line again.
And that's CC Costa, the freshman, the standout from Calexico High School. She's a pretty good free throw shooter. High stakes game, the first round of the state playoffs. As Lyerly goes back into the game to give Riley a breather.
Yep.
And the left-hander from Calexico, CC Costa, converts on the first.
She has a nice form on the free throw. Real nice. Nice spin on the ball.
You know, she was mentored and schooled by Jamie Chu of the Calexico Recreation Department since she was a little girl, and it's evident. And the skill sets that she developed and learned.
Yeah, Jamie Chu has done a great job there at Recreation there at the City of Calexico for many years.
And she was a former women's or girls high school basketball coach for Calexico.
Yeah, no, she was. I got to coach against her.
Three-pointer by number 23 for Santa Barbara, Lily Myers.
Yep. She's one that come off the bench and scored quite a bit of threes, so that's she can do that.
And Gutierrez not able to convert. That's Mariel, her first name, number 22. So Santa Barbara still keeping up the pace, moving the ball around. A long three-pointer, unsuccessful, but the ball's batted to number 11, Grace Caraballo.
I think Santa Barbara's game plan is just shooting threes with Pearson out in the bench. Their game plan changed to just shooting threes.
That was Layla Chisholm hitting that three. So now it's a 10-point cushion with 2:52 remaining in the second quarter in favor of Santa Barbara.
Yeah, they got to cut that under 10 points, IVC.
You know, it's uncharacteristic that Orion Anderson spent a lot of time on the bench in the first quarter and hasn't been productive offensively. You know, she needs to get going because she's a double-figure scorer. And if IVC's going to win this game tonight, they need some offensive production from her.
They do, and I think her sitting on the bench for a long time kind of cools the player down, and she's got to find that rhythm again. So hopefully she can stay on the court for the remaining part of the game.
CC Costa converts the first and the second. So it's now an 8-point disadvantage for Imperial Valley, 33-25. And Anderson can't wear her emotions on her sleeve because that becomes contagious. If she's getting frustrated, her teammates will pick up those vibes.
Yeah, I don't think as a player you have good games being frustrated. So she's got to shake it off and get back to her game.
Anderson with a ball after CC Costa with the rebound, passing out to her. Ball out to Salcedo. Costa in the corner, fakes the shot, shoots a baby jumper. In and out. Ball stolen by Salcedo. And feeds Costa. Costa scores.
Great steal there.
6-point ball game, 33-27 with 1:40 remaining here in the first half. Balls flying, players hitting the floor.
Foul on IVC number 12, her second, team second of the second.
Foul called on Salcedo, her second personal. At the line shooting 2 will be number 12. That's Kylie Garcia. So what is it, 5 fouls per quarter?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. On the fifth foul. That's on the fifth foul. They go 2 shots. So with 1:26 left, we got Santa Barbara leading 33-27, and Santa Barbara just got fouled, so they'll be shooting 2 free throws here. First one's good. So again, for you viewers out there in college, on the fifth foul, it's an automatic 2 shots every quarter. So Erin Anderson dribbles around the pressure, but she steps out of bounds, so it becomes Santa Barbara's ball here with 1:14 left.
So 35-27. Santa Barbara with a ball as they swing it from side to side, and a reach-in foul called on number 12, Salcedo.
I think that's her 3rd foul, Vic.
It is, and it was kind of like a delayed call.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, it was called. So that's the 4th team foul of the second quarter.
Yep.
Salcedo will spend some time on the bench with 1:05. You don't want her to pick up that 4th foul. They need her in the second half.
Yeah.
So Riley back in the ball game. And the ball goes off the fingertips of number 22, Kaylee Bosetti, or Bosette.
So she's that player that shoots a lot of threes for Santa Barbara.
Which one, Kaylee?
Bosetti.
Bosetti.
Yeah. Oh.
Was she fouled on the 3-point attempt?
I think she was inside the 3-point.
Well, there's 3 lines there. Which one was she shooting from? It's almost like name that tune, name that line. Oh, I thought they'd already substituted for Salceda.
They were trying to.
Oh.
I finally got her in, got
Okay.
her out there.
So CC Costa doing a lot of damage at the free throw line as he's keeping IVC in the ball game with his offensive spark here in the second quarter.
I think she's 6 for 6 from the free throw line, doing a great job.
An off-balance shot by Yvette Allen, unsuccessful. Orion Anderson with the ball. Looking for the hot hand, CC Costa. Back out to Anderson at the top of the key.
10 seconds left on the shot clock.
And Yvette Allen hounding Anderson at the top of the key. She wasn't a threat to score, and she picks up the foul. So that'll put Anderson at the free throw line. Did they call time?
I don't think they called time.
Or is it a technical?
Or maybe a technical.
And the technical counts as a personal foul as well.
That's correct. Yep, technical on 25. She must have said something to the referee. She picked up a foul and then must have said something to get the technical. So that's two fouls she gets there. Well, hopefully we can convert the free throws. We can bring this game a little closer. Down by 6 with we're going to get 4 free throws here, Big. So hopefully.
Well, sometimes shooting free throws will get your shot back in the game. Let's see. I spoke too soon.
Yeah.
So Anderson wants to put these first 2 quarters to bed.
Yeah, she wants to do a restart here.
Yeah, this wasn't the type of game that she had planned on playing. And you hexed Cece by saying she was 6 for 6. As IVC misses 3 consecutive free throws that could have cut the lead in half. And so instead of being down 35 to 33, the IVC is down 35 to 29. So with 18 seconds, Anderson taken out of the game so she doesn't pick up that 3rd personal. Saucedo with the ball, draws the defense. Gutierrez tries to drive. And a pass by number 21, Marcella Larley. So that could be a momentum builder as the Desert Warriors go in at halftime down by 4, 35 to 31.
Yeah, with the foul trouble that they were in the first half and all the missed shots, only down by 4. That's a great sign.
We'll be back with more in a minute on VSN.
Imperial Flying Service, taking care of the entire Imperial Valley with all your aviation fuel needs. Imperial Flying Service is a proud supporter of our U.S. military, the aviation community, and all Imperial Valley communities.
InnerCare since 1970. When it comes to healthcare, InnerCare is here to help, with locations throughout the Imperial Valley. InnerCare, improving the health and wellness of the community.
Whether you're looking to purchase or sell, your next home awaits. Give the Dom team a call. With over 50 years of experience and over 100 years in the Imperial Valley, Andy and Doug can help you find the right home at the right price fast. Visit us online at www.thedomteam.com and let Andrew and Doug find the perfect home for you. Call today, 760-337-8600.
Lee Tire Company. We are a local, family-owned business specializing in tires and automotive needs. We are located at 114 Main Street, El Centro. Call us at 760-352-1721.
Marianne Valenzuela Fenley is your State Farm insurance agent in the Imperial Valley. And like a good neighbor, she's located at 528 G Street in Brawley. Call State Farm agent Marianne Valenzuela Fenley at 760-344-0447 for your home, auto, and life insurance.
At Burgers and Beer, our customers are like family. Let's hear what a few of them have to say about us.
We're here at Burgers and Beer with the best burgers in town.
We get to sit together and enjoy the great food.
I like from Burgers and Beer is in the lemonade.
For the fresh iced tea, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
This is wonderful, very fast, very efficient.
I love the great food and family environment.
I love the burgers and the customer service.
So come and see us and find out for yourself at Burgers and Beer.
Ojeda Industries is here to offer solutions with exceptional products and services for all your agricultural, industrial, and power transmission needs. It's Ojeda Industries, hydraulic repair service in Brawley at 1698 Jones Street. Call us at 760-623-7299.
South Cali Air Conditioning, the #1 York dealer in the Imperial Valley. Contact them today for all your AC needs. Call them at 760-556-9901.
Day in and day out, your publicly owned Imperial Irrigation District proudly delivers low-cost, reliable energy service to its customers in the Imperial and Coachella Valleys. When compared to other power providers, IID's residential, commercial, and governmental customers all save up to 50% on their monthly energy bills. That's because IID is committed to more than just delivering power. IID is committed to you. IID, where customers always come first.
So welcome back, everybody, to Valley Sports Network, your sports for the Imperial Valley, as we're here at the Bugdapali Sports Athletic Complex as the Imperial Valley Lady Desert Warriors hosting the visiting Santa Barbara City College Vaqueros. And tonight's halftime guest is Kirsta Bird, who's the Dean of Math and Science and also oversees the athletic department, but she's an IVC alum. She graduated from Central High School in 1986, and we'd like to welcome her to our show and just have a general conversation and tell us about her experience at Imperial Valley College. So welcome to our show.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
So you mentioned an interesting tidbit about your father, Roy Bird, a former El Centro City fireman, but his connection to Imperial Valley College athletics, in particular football, back in 1962.
Yes. So my dad, Roy Bird, attended IVC, one of the earliest classes, and played football. And he has been in the Hall of Fame for that. But he also was on the team that won the state championship in 1962. So when I became a professor of psychology here at IVC in 2000, he sat me down and he said, hey, I really want you to take care of the athletes. I was a student athlete. I had to work. I had to keep up with my grades. And I want you to support student athletes at IVC when you're teaching. And so that became kind of my mission. I had always been involved in supporting our athletes. A lot of times they were in my classes. And I started coming to all of the sporting events out here. And I've always liked sports, and it was just easy. That was an easy part of being faculty here at IVC.
Well, you talk about a little bit about the prehistory of Imperial Valley College. Before, it was located in El Centro, the city of El Centro, and originated in Heber.
Yes.
And when they were able to get some farmland donated to them out at this location, it was designed to be a central location where all the high schools from Calapat in the north, Calexico in the south, Hopeville to the east, and Central and Imperial to the west, to have like an equal driving distance and yet try to consolidate everybody to think of themselves as Imperial Valley Arabs. Then that was the mascot. This was the first year that it's become the Desert Warriors.
Yep.
Imperial Valley College enjoyed success immediately when they moved out to this campus and that football team, as there were a lot of former high school greats that came from the different respective high schools, from Mike Charles and Ruben Gordia from Calexico, your father, and he was an inductee later on to the Imperial Valley Coaches Football Hall of Fame, representing IVC. And but then IVC dropped its football program in the mid-'80s. And as we talk about supporting the Imperial Valley College athlete, male and female, they've had a lot of success in basketball in the 60s under Jack Hawley, and then in the 70s and 80s under Jeff Deo.
Yes.
And softball under Jill Lerno, and baseball under several coaches. Back in the 60s, IVC had a very strong baseball program where they were contending for the Pacific Coast Athletic Conference Championship. And many of those players earned scholarships to continue playing baseball at a four-year university. I was one of those, along with Keith Erickson and Kenny James from our team in 69 and 70. But tell us, what has your experience been like here at IVC and the progressions that you've made as a student? Did you play any sports here as well?
I did not play sports here. I played sports at Central.
Okay.
Yes.
And so you started here at IVC teaching in 2000?
I did, yes. And I think what I've seen is the change in a lot of support for women's sports. That's been obviously part of our mission statement, to make sure that we are taking care of our student athletes. And I think someone who went to Central, go Spartans, I think that this town to me has always been a town that really supports student athletes, and they support the local athletics. And I think that I would like to see people come back out and support IVC athletics. I invite the community to come out. I invite the community to contact me if they have any questions or anything about our programs or any ideas, because we really want the community to support athletics at IVC. And we are such an athletically driven community, I feel. That's my experience, and I'd like that experience out here at IVC as well.
Well, IVC, or Imperial Valley College, has provided a medium for those students that graduate from high school that still want to continue to play, and they may not be ready at the university level, but certainly after playing 2 years here, they have an opportunity to continue their education and have it paid for by earning an athletic scholarship.
Yes.
The fact that IVC is a commuter college, in the sense that everybody has to drive out here, has that been a hindrance to participation in the athletic program here, whether it's for the male or female?
Yes, it can be. It can be if you're not local. A lot of our basketball players on our men's team are not local. And so having the funds, right, to support themselves, to have a house, food, transportation out here has sometimes been an issue. So we have our tiny homes. We try and see if we can get our athletics students into the tiny homes. but they're not always available. So it's, again, community support is vital for our programs.
Now, IVC used to have a very strong booster club.
Yes, we
that
did.
supported football and basketball,
Yes.
particularly basketball during the Jack Hawley era. And well, you see all the banners, but what has IVC done to offer that support in the sense of physical plant improvements, like to the facilities that they have here, the Poly complex for basketball,
right.
You have your football and softball fields, and baseball fields or soccer fields, and so what improvements have been made?
Right, so thank you for asking. So we do have some new lighting that is around our track, and we hope to have that operational soon. We also are building our new concession stand that will also have restrooms and changing rooms, and we're hoping that that will be open and available hopefully in April. So it might not be ready for our sports seasons, this year, but we hope to have that ready to go when we start soccer in the fall semester. I just want to shout out to our grounds crew and our staff here who are working daily to keep our, facilities that we use for our sporting events in tip-top shape. We have new tennis courts, so I don't know if you've been to our tennis games yet. We have both a male and a female tennis team, but we have brand new tennis courts that we'd love to show you if you would all like to come out and cover a tennis match.
When we talk about the challenges that IVC and any community college may face throughout the state, but you can make lemonade out of lemons. The opportunities that are here, having local basketball tournaments involving the high schools at the freshman JV level as well as varsity, and maybe even junior high to play in this gymnasium to get an idea, like saying, hey, I want to be part of this when I graduate from high school, as well as using the baseball field for tournaments, the softball field for tournaments as well on the weekends type of thing. What do you see in the future in your role as the dean of overlooking the athletic department in conjunction with Enrique Lechuga, the athletic director?
Well, I think that was the best hire, right, is having Enrique. He's our associate dean, he's our athletic director, and he's done an excellent job here of trying to go back out and make those contacts with our local high schools and having those conversations about wanting to make these partnerships so we're getting our local students feeding in here where they can get a quality education but also continue to play the sport they love.
Over the last 3 years, this women's basketball program has really improved leaps and bounds. Yes. And here they are hosting the first round state playoff game, and there were 20 wins and 8 losses overall, coming in second place. Where going into the last game of the season, they had an opportunity to, if they won that game, they'd be in a 3-way tie. Here we are after 2 quarters of play. IVC hasn't been playing their best basketball, but they're only down by 4 points, 35-31, to a very talented Santa Barbara team. What do you see for the second half?
They're going to come back strong, and they're going to win it.
Okay, any closing comments to the viewing audience?
I just want to invite everybody in our viewing audience to come out and support IVC Athletics. And I also want to thank Valley Sports Network for being a tremendous supporter of IVC Athletics.
Well, you're very welcome. We've been focused the last 7 years on high school athletics, particularly high school football. But last year we presented 3 women's basketball games, and this year this is our 3rd. And hopefully we'll be able to do it on a more regular basis. But thank you, Krista Bird, for being on our show and gracing our halftime interview.
Well, thank you.
And getting the word out about Imperial Valley College.
Yes. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Krista Bird,
have a good night.
The Dean of the Math and Science Department as well as Athletics. So with the first minute underway here in the 3rd quarter, IVC finding themselves down by 35-31. We welcome back our color analyst, Mike Pacheco.
Yeah, thanks, Vic. That was a nice interview there. So a little bit of halftime stats here. So both teams really didn't take care of the ball really well in the first 2 quarters. Grossmont had 10 turnovers. IVC had 12. So they'll need to take care of the basketball if they're going to be winning this ball game for IVC. Also, leading scorer for IVC at half was CC Costa with 8 points.
Well, CC Costa had a dribble drive there. She had a teammate open on the weak side, but she penetrated and the shot didn't fall. Anyway, an errant pass gives IVC the ball. Full court pressure being applied, a 4-4-1 or a 2-2-1, zone press. I tell you, Orion Anderson is not having the game that
we're used to. Yeah, she's
right.
She's kind of losing the ball a little bit and not in sync.
And then that pass thrown right at the feet of Saucedo. Saucedo didn't have much to do with it. Riley follows her own shot from the free throw line and scores 35-33, a 2-point margin. Santa Barbara in favor. 7:50 remaining here in the third quarter. If you just joined us, ladies and gentlemen, Peyton Person back in the ball game. She sat out the closing minutes of the second quarter due to foul trouble. And a long three-pointer by number 5, Layla Chisholm, silences the crowd here. A capacity crowd here to support women's basketball here at the community college level. Another pass from Anderson to Riley. Riley unable to convert.
They're fortunate there. 3-on-1 and
well, you have too many white uniforms around the half-court line instead of being back in the paint to defend.
And that was the story in the first half, Vic, where Grossmont was beating IVC down court and getting some easy layups. And seems like they're continued with that strategy of try to outrun them down court.
And the ball deflected by Riley, Saucedo with the ball, drives, doesn't score, gets her own rebound, misses again, underneath the basket, passes out to Riley, and Riley Anderson fouled on the play. Anderson took an easy shot and made it look difficult, but she was fouled on the play, so let's see if her fortunes can change here at the free throw line.
Yeah, she needs to get going. Hopefully she can make these free throws and kind of get her some rhythm back in her shooting. So
Mike, as you as a former coach, how did you utilize your timeouts? You had 5 for the game. Would you do it to regroup the team, read them the riot act, or were you one of those that patted them on the back?
Well, it all depended on the situation.
Instead of being the favorite uncle.
Yeah, no, it all depended on the situation. Every game was a little different. I mean, I used to use timeouts in the first 3 minutes if I felt the team didn't.
And that basket denied Anderson, who seemed to break the ice and score, but she traveled on the play. Anyway, let's see if that can get her untracked. Anyway, continue. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, no, it all depends on the situation in the game. Sometimes, you call timeouts to get your team settled down if the other team takes a run at you. Or just changing some defenses around. You always wanted to save a couple toward the end of the game in case it was a close ball game and you needed to stop the clock or something. So
I'm really impressed with Santa Barbara's ball movement, where they
we've seen that
swing the ball to both sides of the floor.
We've seen that in the first half where they moved the ball really well. They're passing. I was impressed how they moved the ball against the.
But they give their teammates a chance to be successful if they decide to shoot. It's not like we're.
Yeah, no, and everybody seems to touch the ball. If you notice that, everybody seems to be involved in their offense.
And because of that, everybody's moving.
Yep.
Another missed
3-on-1 here,
shot.
or 5-on-1 actually. Here we go. We'll see what happens. They settle for a 3. And there you go.
And that has to be demoralizing. Anderson was the only one back, and they drained the three-pointer from the far corner. Who wants it more? It looks like number 23. That's Lily Myers with a steal and dribbles the length of the court for a score.
Little extra activity there on that offensive rebound for both teams.
That was Myers along with Lyerly. So the possession arrow will go to the Vaqueros of Santa Barbara. 5:18 remaining in the third quarter. Santa Barbara stretching its lead out to 43-34, 9-point advantage.
9 point. This is where you got to be careful as a coach that they don't get it up there in double digits, because it's going to be hard to come back.
Yeah, IVC had cut it to 2 points, but IVC has to do a better job of securing the rebound and securing the ball. Beautiful backdoor cut.
Nice
and
reverse layup.
Number 3, Kiani Rojas with that underhand scoop. Utilizing the backboard to her advantage. Looks like it may be IVC's ball, but
should be IVC.
IVC spending a lot of time on the floor rather than going up to the basket. I know we want to put a positive spin on every commentary. IVC's close. A lot of their shot attempts are almost in, but almost doesn't count.
No, they're getting some shots. They just stop falling in, like that one there.
IVC was seeded number 11. What was Santa Barbara?
I didn't check that out.
They might have been the 16th seed.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If they had to travel, then they were higher.
So it's an 11-point advantage, 45-34. A double-digit margin. 3:55 remaining here in the third quarter. IVC kind of standing around in comparison to Santa Barbara that has a lot of movement. And a foul called on number 23, Lily Myers.
So that's Amy Riley going to the free throw line for a couple of free throws.
Or correction, that was number 22, Kaylee Bossetti, who committed that foul. No, it looks like number 23. Bossetti's not even in the ball game. Yeah. So the scorer's table is incorrect.
So Amy makes one of two for a
10-point margin, 45-35, 3:40 remaining here in the third quarter. Chisholm passes to the corner. And an offensive foul called on number 23, Lily Myers. Her first personal. Nice entry pass, but all for naught as Riley can't convert. The interesting thing is that all of the Santa Barbara girls can bring the ball up the court.
Yeah, it seems like they're all handle the basketball really well. So,
and that puts pressure on the Imperial Valley defense because they can't double team any one particular person. And number 22, Kaylee Bossetti, drills a three-pointer.
And we were talking about her at the start of the game, where she shoots the most three-point attempts for the Santa Barbara team.
So IVC looks a little winded right now. And that could be because they're dejected, as another three from Kiani Rojas. Rojas, who has a 31-point game to her credit, is familiar at the scorer's table.
You know, she started the tonight's game with first 4 shots for Santa Barbara was her shooting 4 3-point attempts. So she's not shy about shooting the ball.
Well, when it rains, it pours. If they go in, the coach looks like a genius on the sideline.
Yeah, so this is a critical time right here where IVC I'm glad she called the timeout.
We'll be back with more in a minute on Valley Sports Network.
Bros, it's that time of year again. Team shirt options are available and ready to go out for adult, youth, and toddler sizes. Call us and let us know how we can help at 760-550-6878.
So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, with 2:21 remaining here at Buck DePauli Athletic Complex on Imperial Valley campus. The Vaqueros of Santa Barbara City College cruising to a 51-35 lead with 2:15 remaining. Julia Moreno with the ball, looking down court for an open teammate. Pass to Orion Anderson in the corner. And Anderson in and out, still not able to connect. Nice spin move. Myers controlling the boards.
Looked like it was a jump ball, right?
Right, with Saucedo and Myers. The possession arrow favors Santa Barbara, but IVC can't buy a basket.
No, and this is where they got to be careful here. Down by, 16. They don't want to get any further down.
Well, Santa Barbara seems to be playing with more confidence and more poise, and they're getting all the loose balls, the 50-50 balls.
Yeah, you give them a lot of chances, they're going to eventually score. Another jump ball goes to IVC this time.
But it's very important for IVC to maintain their composure and keep the fundamentals in play. Boxing out on the rebound. Don't let your opponent slide past you.
Right.
As well as, securing the ball. Bossetti comes back into the ball game, replacing Myers. Julia Moreno bringing the ball in on the 2-2-1 zone press. Mike, when you coached and you implemented a press, which ones did you like?
We had
the 1-2-2, the 2-1-2, the 3-2, the boxing one.
We had what we called a 1-3-1, a diamond type of press. We also ran that 2-2-1. It was just, for us, it was just to slow down the team a little bit, use some of their shot clock while trying to bring the ball up.
Would the intent be to force the ball into the corners to trap?
Exactly,
exactly. And the jump switch?
Yep, that's what we wanted to trap right at, and as soon as they cross half court, right that corner there, that was the ideal place to trap.
And the 2-2-1 press being implemented by Santa Barbara. How would you break that press? What kind of a press offense would you use?
Well, you got to have that your best tall person and that can handle the ball right in the middle, and then you kind of run a fast break. Try to get the ball in the middle, and then you take off on a fast break so you won't get trapped on the corners.
So you're fast breaking on the wings.
Yes.
So pass to the center, and the center kicks it out to the player racing on the sideline.
Exactly. You score a couple of times.
And there you have Orion Anderson with a baby jumper off the pass from Saucedo, the point guard. Under 35 seconds remaining in the third quarter, 51-38, Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara still coming up with the 50-50 balls.
I think the shot clock was off, so they have to stop the game and reset it for 12 seconds.
Excuse me. So 24 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Santa Barbara in control until Rojas, number 3, with a push-off to get that pass. Her third personal. That was a blind pass thrown by Sauceda, and she admits it. Just like the pitcher that throws that fastball down the middle and wants to pull it back as before the batter swings.
Yeah, kind of a slow pass there. They're pretty active, Santa Barbara, with their hands. End of the quarter.
Well, you know, if you have 4 gears on a car stick shift, Santa Barbara's in 4th gear, and IVC seems to be stuck in 2nd and 3rd gear.
There you go.
Santa Barbara seems a step faster, quicker.
So we're going to enter the 4th quarter with IVC down by
13.
13 points.
They had cut it to 2 points. They're 35-33, and then Santa Barbara went on a scoring blitz, and IVC couldn't connect on their putbacks and on their layups and their three-point shooting.
Yeah, they just couldn't afford to miss those shots. How do we get back in this ball game? I think, it's going to be obvious. They got to hit some shots from outside and then make some stops on the offensive side, and hopefully they can go on a hot streak here.
Well, they have 10 minutes to cut into that 13-point deficit. That's 6 possessions if you're counting 2 points.
Right.
Or 5 possessions or 4 if you're looking at 3-pointers. But they haven't shown that success after 3 quarters of play on their shooting. And so
I think the coach is saying, let's cut it down to 6 points at the 5-minute mark, and then we'll give ourselves a chance.
Well, what got IVC back in the game in the second quarter and the third quarter was at the free throw line. Right. And CC Costa provided the brunt of the scoring there with her dribble penetration and getting fouled on the play and converting on those free throws. She had made 6 in a row until the hex was put on it.
Yeah, where they missed 4 in a row there, that really could have changed things.
Ryan Anderson missing 2 on the technical, and then the 2 free throws missed by Cici as a steal by Julia Moreno. But Saucedo fouled from behind. That's the first team foul in the fourth quarter. It's the 3rd personal foul for Bosetti, number 22.
Vic, we haven't heard too much from Pearson after she went out of the game with 3 fouls, so fortunate that she hasn't been very active.
Well, she's back in there.
No, she's back in now in the fourth quarter, so we'll see how things.
Beautiful dribble drive penetration and pass off to Riley, who scores. It's now an 11-point deficit, 51-40. Rojas with the ball dribbling out to Myers. Myers looking for Pearson. Dumps it off to Pearson. Pearson with a left-handed drive, and she scores as she gets around
I thought she was
Lyerly.
right. She went nice with the left hand.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think Lyerly was expecting that.
No. I think she was playing her to her right side.
Anderson with a great defense as she steals the pass.
Foul on the floor. Foul on the middle, number 5. Her first, 2 seconds. I can see what they down.
Second team foul for Santa Barbara there.
And Julia Moreno with another 3-pointer. It's now a 10-point margin, 53-43. A freshman from Hopeville High.
So got a timeout by Santa Barbara there. 30-second timeout.
So with 8:22 remaining, Mike, 53-43. We'll be back with more in a minute on Valley Sports Network.
We just moved, so there's millions of...
Valley is in bloom, over 9 acres. When we started, we grew 1/4 of an acre.
Now I'm taking on new products on the regular.
We always dreamed of having this property, so...
I want to make my yard look as beautiful as...
Largemouth bass.
Yep.
We've got tons of them, don't we, buddy?
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. How will you make the most of yours?
Visit us online at rdoequipment.com or contact your local RDO for in-stock availability.
So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Imperial Valley down by 10, 53-43, as Mike Pacheco will give us a synopsis of what took place in the third quarter.
Yeah, so some of the stats for the first 3 quarters here. We got for Imperial Valley, for IVC, Amy Riley leading the scoring with 11 points. And Caroline and Salsa was 7. And Julia Moreno was 7. And then for Santa Barbara, the leading scorer for the first 3 quarters was Chisholm with 13, Rojas with 11, and Pearson with 10. So pretty balanced scoring for Santa Barbara there. Turnovers again, Vic, being IVC with 16 turnovers so far there in the first 3 quarters.
And a traveling call there is defensive pressure put on by Julia Moreno and Orion Anderson, that Hopeville connection 2 years ago when Anderson was a senior and Moreno was a junior, along with Cameron Walker on that real successful Hopeville girls basketball, high school basketball team. Salcedo looking for a shooter. Sure makes the passing look difficult. A heartbreak. IVC cannot convert. It's like they have a lid on that basket.
Yeah, there was a shot by Lowerly from the free throw line, and then Amy Riley with a inside basket. They just couldn't score there.
So 7 minutes, 15 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Santa Barbara comfortably ahead, 53-43. A nice give and go pass to Pearson, but she can't convert. The Lady Warriors racing the ball up court. Now they reset their offense.
I think offensive foul there on
Salcedo. Did she use a forearm to?
Just a little bit. Enough for the ref to call it.
You know, we have a tendency to be a basketball fan and watch the action.
Yeah, just watching how Santa Barbara moved the ball so well there.
Excellent.
It's always interesting when the player steals it on one side of the court and they run to the other side to shoot the layup instead of staying on the left side.
Right. IVC not playing with confidence. They're reluctant to shoot when they're open. And Santa Barbara just a step quicker. And they're getting the 50-50 balls as IVC is playing a little more flat-footed.
Another timeout by Santa Barbara. I guess she wants to set her offense up a little bit. She didn't like the way they were moving around.
Well, they need to regain their composure on the IVC side. They need to find out what their game plan is here with 5:36 remaining, whereas Santa Barbara is implementing their coach's game plan as they're passing, moving, and cutting, and forcing IVC to play defense.
And I think, you got 5:36 left in the fourth quarter. I think it gets down to the 3-minute. I think Santa Barbara, and they continue with the same lead, 12-point lead. They're going to start milking the clock a little bit and taking.
Well, if you look at the bench chemistry, the Santa Barbara players are dancing in the streets on the sidelines, and the IVC players are kind of looking at each other like not who to blame, but what's going on.
Yeah.
Rebound by Riley. Moreno bringing the ball up court, looking for an opening.
We got to score these trips. So we can't go empty anymore.
Well, you got to get your ball to your shooters. Right now, IVC hasn't been consistent to determine who those shooters are.
Yeah, IVC coach had to call a timeout to kind of bail them out there. They were in trouble.
IVC with a 30-second timeout.
Well, the idea is, once you pass, you cut to the basket or move to an open spot, so to create a passing lane, so that the person that has the ball can pass to you.
Yeah, I think she had used her dribble, and so she got in trouble there. So,
but there was too much standing around every end, and in Riley's defense, she couldn't find anybody to pass to, as the offensive players were hiding behind the defenders.
Yeah, there was just no movement for the passer.
So IVC will take the ball out under their basket. Saucedo handling the duties.
Standing around, they thought the shot clock had gone off. It was an easy basket for IVC.
So it's now a 10-point margin with Santa Barbara in favor. And an air ball by Rojas. Doesn't draw iron. The crowd exhorting the Arab women.
Trying to get him going. Try to get him. Here's a big shot. Oh.
And a foul called on Julia Moreno as Bosetti hits the floor. That's the third personal on Moreno. 4:25 remaining. 45-55 in favor of Santa Barbara.
Both teams with 2 team fouls.
Layla Chisholm will bring the ball up, being hounded by Julia Moreno at midcourt. And the hustling Moreno can't control the ball as it goes out of bounds with 4:04 remaining.
8 seconds on the shot clock for Santa Barbara. I don't know if they know that, so we'll see.
And a coast-to-coast drive by Salcedo with that underhand scoop from the left side. 55-47. 8-point deficit. Bosetti from the parking lot doesn't score.
Look good from here. Look straight.
Was that a foul on number 11 for Grace Carrillo?
Her 4th foul, yeah.
You know, those have been a quiet 4 fouls.
Yeah.
Because we haven't really called her name out that much.
Not that much, so we got another timeout here.
We'll be back with more in a minute on Valley Sports Network.
The Brawley Police Foundation is an independent, nonprofit organization that provides grant funding and crucial resources to the Brawley Police Department, with programs that would normally not be funded. These programs directly improve public safety and enhance the quality of life for our citizens.
Could you use help with your electric bill? Imperial Irrigation District, your public power provider, offers several payment assistance programs. Our income-qualified customers can save up to 20 or 30% on their electric bill and also receive assistance if they face service disconnection for non-payment. For assistance, call us at 1-800-303-7756. Visit one of our customer service centers or find us online at iid.com. IID, where customers always come first.
So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 55-47 with 3 minutes, 28 seconds remaining here at the Buck DePauli Athletic Complex on the Imperial Valley campus as the visiting Vaqueros from Santa Barbara City College enjoying a 55-47 lead over the hosting Imperial Valley Lady Warriors. Now we welcome back our color commentator, Mike Pacheco.
Yeah, so we're down to 3 minutes and 20 seconds and down by 8, so really can't afford any turnovers by IVC, but we just had one there.
So. We had one there with a 3-second violation in the paint. Once Salcedo drove in, she had no one to pass to, and not aware of the clock, where she could have shot the ball herself.
I think Santa Barbara on that last timeout, Vic, I think they're going to use some of their 30-second shot clock every time they come down. They're not in a rush to be looking.
And then what do? They shoot right after that comment.
Well, there was 8 seconds left on the 30, so. Amy Riley with 2 points there, cut the lead to 6. Need another stop here. There it is, a turnover.
An uncharacteristic turnover by Santa Barbara. Anderson brings it in to Salcedo. Salcedo back to Anderson. Down the...
Traveling on Amy Riley.
Everybody wanting Riley to shoot from the outside. Santa Barbara giving her space to shoot, but she's reluctant. And called for the traveling violation on that dribble drive penetration. Riley with a rebound. Salcedo with a ball, looking up court.
Need a big shot here from IVC.
Out of control, Salcedo loses the ball as he throws it out of bounds.
Costly turnover there.
Right. You just got to run your offense and try not to do too much 1-on-5. Pearson with that follow-up.
Another turnover there on Anderson traveling.
A questionable call there, but Anderson had an opening with using her left hand and decided to cut across the paint and try to take a more difficult shot with her right.
I thought she got bumped on the drive.
She did, but and that was a frustration foul. Foul called on Anderson. A 6-point game with 58 seconds remaining. 55-49. As IVC in their comeback attempt not able to convert what are considered easy shot attempts. So
another timeout by
another
Santa
timeout.
Barbara. Looked like there, Vic, that the IVC was trying to foul intentionally to stop the clock and then put him on the free throw line, but the refs wouldn't call it, so she ended up calling a timeout.
Well, you know, IVC only has 2 team fouls, so they'd have to get 3 more.
Yeah, so that's what they're trying to use them up, but refs are not calling them right now, so we'll see what happens here.
You know, earlier, CC Costa was the one with the hot hand. You know, in these final seconds, with the other players being tired, you know, it might be CC Costa time to get her in there, and she is, number 24, where she can create shots for herself or for her teammates.
Yeah, she's been sitting on the bench there for some part of the fourth quarter that maybe she should have been out there. I don't think she's in foul trouble.
Well,
they needed her spark. Let's put it that way.
Well, with 51 seconds remaining, and Salcedo called with a reach-in foul. That's the 3rd team foul for this quarter.
Yep.
Bosetti will be bringing the ball out in front of the Santa Barbara bench, and she throws it back court. Hounded by Costa. Oh, Costa fouls on the play, but that was the plan.
That's the plan. That's their game plan right now.
So that's the 4th team foul, but the clock stops more importantly. 46 seconds remaining. Bosetti once again to bring the ball in.
Yeah, they got one more to give.
And they foul number 23, Lily Myers. So Myers will be at the line, and in women's basketball, it's a two-shot play.
2 shots, yeah, automatic two-shot.
Not a one-on-one.
Nope, so she'll get 2.
I'll see that one-on-one put a little pressure on the shooter. You have to make the first one to get the bonus.
Yeah.
And she misses the first one.
See, that would have helped, right? We would be going the other way with the ball, but.
So Myers at the line with a 55-49 lead, shooting the second of a bonus. And she's short on that one. Anderson with a rebound, out to Salcedo. Traveling on Moreno.
Yeah, that's 3 turnovers in a row. The last 3 possessions, IVC has come down. So that's just not going to win many ball games like that.
I hope that wasn't Anderson's final foul.
No, that's her 4th, I believe, her 4th foul.
Well, they need to get the ball in their shooters' hands. The shooters are Anderson and Costa from the outside.
And I think Santa Barbara knows that, and I think they've been covering them up pretty good. So.
So one of the team leaders for Santa Barbara, Kiani Rojas, converts on the first. Free throw now shooting the bonus. Ball knocked out of bounds, deflected, but Bossetti with a rebound, keeping the ball alive.
Keeping the ball away too, yeah. And that's Anderson's 5th foul.
Now Anderson didn't realize she had 4. What a way to end your collegiate career, your community college career.
She's going to be thinking about that all night.
Unless IVC can miraculously come back.
Yeah.
And a tearful Anderson walks off the court hugging her coaches.
Yeah, it's not the way she wanted to end her last home game here at IVC.
And Bossetti converts on 2. She was their leading 3-point shot maker, correct? Or she just took the most attempts?
She took the most attempts. She was second leading scorer. I think Rojas was the one that had the better percentage from 3. So we got an IVC timeout here with 23 seconds left in the...
So it's a 9-point game, 58-49, 23 seconds remaining. They'll need three-pointers made to tie the game if they can come up with some defensive stops. It ain't over till it's over.
That's right. That's right. I don't know if you saw last night's college game, that the half-court shot that to win a ball game, Nevada, Wolfpack.
Oh, what about the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Yeah.
That didn't win the game. That was just where it did win the game.
It did win the game, yeah. Yep.
Well, anyway, we hope to see a lot of that when March Madness comes around.
That's right.
And now she shoots.
That was almost from half court.
Right. Okay, the jump ball violation is in favor of Imperial Valley. And we have Gutierrez coming in for Costa. Costa seems to have been shaken up on that previous play.
Looked like she twisted her ankle a little bit.
And Saucedo,
With a 2.
with the urging of the crowd to shoot, does so and scores. Another jump ball, but it goes to Santa Barbara. 58-51, Santa Barbara, 5.5 seconds remaining. Bossetti with a ball. Now Pearson has it. And a jump ball, it goes to IVC with a 1.5 seconds remaining. Is that enough time to get off one shot?
It's a catch and shoot. That's all they can do. Yeah, catch and shoot. They can't dribble.
And do we have a shot good for 9 points?
We don't. We don't.
And that's the ball game. The visiting Vaqueros from Santa Barbara upset the hosting Imperial Valley Desert Warriors.
You know, you got to get your hat off to IVC. They had a great season, 20-8 overall. Had a home game here. They were a little short, but you know, they fought hard all year, so they deserve applaud.
Well, they were missing the talents and the composure of Arlene Duran, who did not suit up tonight. And she has started several games. She was a defensive stopper and a key three-point shooter, a timely three-point shooter, and just too many turnovers and not being very successful offensively shooting and taking care of the ball.
Yeah, it just wasn't IVC's night. I think they just missed so many shots inside, outside. Their three-point shooting was, you know, I think that, you know, the third quarter, they were 1 for 13. So really, that was the story to me, is that they just didn't shoot the ball well from outside.
So as we're here to give a recap of tonight's ball game, 58-51, Santa Barbara journeying from the middle of the state of California to take on the hosting Imperial Valley Desert Warriors, the women's basketball game here in the Community College Division, and they'll go on to the next round.
So Santa Barbara will take on Palomar, and we're familiar with Palomar. You know, they played IVC twice this year and beat them both times. So I think Santa Barbara is in for a tough game against Palomar. So we'll see how that game turns out. But again, you know, hats off to IVC. They had a great season overall, 20-8, 20-9, and so congratulations.
Well, you know, did you see any players tonight that can continue playing on at the next level?
You know, I don't know if Anderson is moving on. She might, you know, have a shot. We'll need to find out if she's going to move on. But and, you know, she's a sophomore along with Amy Riley, so she's also a post player that might be moving on to the next level.
And on the Santa Barbara side, you had Peyton Person that looked pretty good, along with Keani Rojas, and some steady play from some of their other players. So we wish them well going into the next round against Palomar. That was a league opponent of the Imperial Valley College Desert Warriors. We'd like to thank Will Torres along with Joaquin Matus, and of course you, Mike, for your color commentary, and more importantly, the sponsors that made this live stream possible. We'd like to also thank Valley Sports Network for being the local sports outlet for Imperial Valley basketball fans. So ladies and gentlemen, IVC losing 58-51 in the first round of women's collegiate basketball, and we wish you all a good night. Thank you.